What is up, my friends? My name is Echo Thrumi, and today we're back with episode 33 of the Spring Trap, and Bash is doing his... I think that's going to happen every show now, and I have to say that I like it.
It's a princess wave, you know?
It's beautiful. You make it look gorgeous. Well, we're here today with, again, Clash Bashing above. We have Judo Sloth above as well, and we have with us a Brawl Stars... We have Lady Pink Panther.
We're 12 seconds in and you messed it up, Echo.
I know. I knew it was going to happen. I forgot to practice. I didn't rehearse. She's the community... What do you do over there with Brawl Stars and Nova? Lady Pink Panther?
I am one of the Nova Brawl Stars directors, and I'm also their internal community, one of their internal community managers.
Yes. So she's big into Brawl Stars. She also streams on Twitch, and she's super nice. She drives a nice car, and she drinks coffee out of a Yeti. That's really the more important stuff. So from now on, guys, I think I'm going to have the guests on the show introduce themselves. I think it'll go more smoothly for future episodes of the chat. But with 30...
I think you nailed that, bro.
You know, it's what it is. It's what people have come to know from me starting out a show. But Bash, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Not much, man. Just finished up streaming myself, hit a new personal best on my Town Hall 7 push, so pumped about that, and just excited to do the Spring Trap, man. Looking forward to it.
I am too. And we're bringing in some Brawl Stars today, guys. We've never talked about Brawl Stars in the trap.
I know, bro. I'm honestly, I'm really excited for this one, and hopefully LPP doesn't hate me too much for grilling her about Brawl Stars, but it's gonna be a fun episode.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. And Judo, good early morning to you. What's going on, man?
Hey, thanks for having me again, Echo. I look forward to it.
Judo, what time is it for you? Can you just tell everyone in chat what time it is for you right now?
It is 3:09.
This
3:09. That's dedication.
I had to do my war attacks, so...
That's the excuse. I had to get up to do my war attacks anyway, so figured I'd be on.
Yeah, why not? That's why he does the show.
Chicken, welcome, man.
I want to say thank you to everyone who came through in the chat so far. Really cool of you guys to stop on in tonight. That's awesome. And we're going to start out the show by talking a little bit about some casual random topics. And then remember, the questions go to you guys in the comments section, or in the chat. So if you're not chatting and you're not asking us questions, it'll be a very short show. So get those questions in as soon as you think of them. And we're going to start out by talking about that golden... what is it? The golden Barbarian King that Judo Sloth just purchased. It actually came into my email today that I should purchase one. There were 200 left of 1,000. I didn't, but Judo did.
Judo's dedicated to it, man. He's got that P.E.K.K.A. statue.
I have the P.E.K.K.A. statue also.
Right there, so the Barbarian King will be awesome on that side.
It will.
Plus, I managed to get in before Supercell promoted it and everything like that, so I'm hoping I get a pretty early number.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So you're going for the collector aspect of it.
King will be awesome on that side.
Yeah, I like it.
And I like that you have the box too. I have the stone P.E.K.K.A., but I think I could probably get a spray paint, a golden spray paint. I don't think anyone would ever know. It would be legit.
No one will ever question it.
No. But yeah, so I know that he's excited about that. There are no such things as statues, either gold or stone, over in Brawl Stars yet. I don't think they have that clout yet.
I don't think so.
They will.
Probably eventually, if the game ever comes out.
It's out now, isn't it?
But it's not full release, right?
No, they're still in soft launch right now. But I feel it's pretty much ready. There's a few bugs and things like that which are mainly related to a smaller sample size of players, but I think it's pretty much ready. It's not far off, put it that way. When you look at what it was like when it first came out to now, there's such a contrast. It's come a long way.
Well, when I used to play it, there wasn't that much depth to it. It was kind of, surface type stuff, but it was still fun and I enjoyed it. I haven't played it since they switched the view though. What do you think about that change, LPP?
Well, the landscape.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at first. It's because it's harder to like. It's just not as comfortable for me.
Mm-hmm.
But now that it's been going on for a while, I'm definitely more used to it. But I mean, I really liked Portrait. Plus, I was a tap to move player. There's not very many. Most people were joystick.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was the hardest part for me, was relearning. I had to relearn the whole game because I'm not good at joystick. I always, especially in like first-person games, I stare at the ceiling or the floor. So, but but I mean, I'm much more comfortable with it now. I can see how their idea behind it and how it can work better this way.
And I guess they're happy with it because they're getting it out there as it is. And I don't know. Honestly, I haven't talked to many people about how they like that change, but
A lot of people
It's there.
didn't. Most people didn't. I don't think, especially if you played on iPad. People, those
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it at
Talk to many
first.
people
In
about
fact, I'm
how they
still
that
like
change, but
not a fan of it. But like you said, I'm used to the controls now.
right. It's harder to chat, like in the band chats. I think it's just uncomfortable. I make a lot of typos. It's much easier for me to tap in portrait. But as far as the game playing goes, I think it works out just fine.
well, that's good. And we were talking about the Siege Machine stuff last episode, and Judo mentioned that as we hung up the call and as the show ended, he had another suggestion or idea. You want to talk a little bit about that now? Because everyone was talking about how OP that Siege Machine is, that wall wrecker. What were your thoughts? What were your ideas for kind of evening things out?
Yeah, no, I was just thinking, I was having that conversation when I was trying
Talking
to
about
mention to Lady B and Bash about how to just cap it off at level 1. And they kept correcting me, obviously, 3 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. But anyway, they have
good
the event
excuse.
troops, which are, too easy to put that excuse out there. They have the event troops, which don't even have a troop level. It is the siege machine. And then it's tailored to that town hall level. So if we were talking about balance, instead of getting super complex to just cap things out, they could just have the wall wrecker and the battle blimp. And you know what? The more I thought about it, that it just seems like a perfect idea to be able to balance things and not get lost within the actual upgrade levels of the troops.
What do you think of that, Bash? You like the idea?
I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, I guess it would make it a little bit more sense. It would make it so it's less OP at the higher levels because you almost have to have a max one, or everyone always demands max one. So I guess it makes sense for balancing it. I'm not sure. I still want full 8 levels for giant skeletons and 9 levels for ice wizards. So I guess I'm in the latter there on that one. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think it needs a nerf.
I mean, it depends how you look at it. I think it's in a lot better position than it was. But I agree. At Town Hall 10, it can be still very powerful. So if you did want to balance Town Hall 10 and not worry at 11 and 12, that's what I mean. How you can do that by
That makes more
changing
sense.
it like that, which is what I was trying to say last week. In that, just make level 1, weaker, but then, clearly, no one's getting level 1s when they get donated and upgraded, and then people get maxed ones anyway. So
Yeah.
That makes a ton of sense.
a way to balance level 1 so that Town Hall 10s would be to just make it based on your Town Hall level.
Yeah.
Like the event troops. And the reason they do that, obviously, is just so that you don't have to upgrade an event troop in the middle of an event. You just, you get a max level if it's max level.
I guess I kind of misunderstood what you're saying. That makes a little bit more sense. So I like that.
Yeah. It's not bad. I like it because you made it, Judo.
It's not bad.
I like it because you made it. Oh, Judo.
Judo's idea. I'll back it. I'll back it. Guys, if you're in the chat right now and you're here for LPP, make sure you let us know in the chat that you are an LPP representative and throw some questions her way about Brawl Stars because honestly, I don't have any because I don't really play the game.
I got
some.
I got a laundry list of questions here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was excited
I'm
when
ready
I saw
to
this.
go.
That's
Okay,
that's why you're on the show, Bash.
That's not true. I mean, I have a few questions, but I mean, the biggest question is the game, do you think, I guess you wouldn't actually know, but do you think the game's ever going to get a full launch? I mean, it's, 2 years of soft launch now and
No,
beta
is it
and
that
alpha
long?
testing? It's close to it. I mean, it feels like 2 years.
Wow.
It's been a year, maybe a little over a year.
Yeah, it's been over a year.
It's definitely at least over a year. That's why I just rounded up to 2. To make
Next month will be a year from when I started, next month. But I mean, it better go global. How do you spend this much time in a game and not go global?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
invested
my
a lot
thoughts on
into
it.
Mhm.
But at the same time, if I think maybe they're not able to get it where they want, I mean, you would think after a little bit over a year, you would have a pretty good idea of whether or not you're ready to move forward. But You know,
Right.
we had that huge change where they changed it to landscape. I haven't played it since they switched it to landscape, but I heard there was like auto aim, auto firing, or something in there, and just it seems like there's just a lot of stuff they're unsure about in the game. So, just kind of curious about that. I'm currently not playing Brawl Stars. I will be honest, but if it did, have an announced global release, full release, I might, get more interested back into it. So, just thinking out
Yeah,
loud with that.
I would say if it came, it'd probably be within the next couple months because I know they take off of July for vacation.
Yeah, all of July.
Oh, they do. Also, I thought that was just Clash of Clans people.
No, I think it's everyone
it's
that
all
works for
Supercell.
It's in Finland.
It's all of Finland.
Oh,
And I know people that work at the San Francisco branch, and so they're off the whole month as well.
That's almost as good as my gig.
Yeah, and there's only like 165 employees at Supercell.
Right.
So it's not a big, huge corporation team
which isn't really a lot for how many games they have, honestly. I mean, if you think about it.
Exactly.
Well, how many games do they have? They have
Brawl Stars
Heyday.
would be what, 5?
I think it is 5, yeah. Heyday, Clash, Brawl.
Yeah.
Don't they have like Boom Beach?
Boom Beach, right. Yeah.
Boom Beach is still going,
5.
yeah.
That's 5.
Well, they had, I think I remember hearing, it was before my time, about a game that they were messing with and stuff, but it never launched. They canceled it or something like that. So that's why I was kind of
there's been a few that they've cancelled.
Yeah.
Really?
They've killed a lot of games. Yeah, I remember there was one that they got to the stage of soft launch and people were playing it quite heavily. Smashland, it was great.
Smashland, I never even played it. Is that
Yeah,
because you think they don't want to put their name behind something they're not 100% down with, or
just aim for the best, don't they? And that's one thing that I know when you were saying Brawl Stars, there's a couple of things you think they're unsure of. I don't think it's that they're unsure of it. It's that they need to get it right. So the whole switching to landscape was to, Ryan said, to save the game. Essentially, it was either they were going to kill it or bring it to landscape. So,
wow.
Although it took a long time, and selfishly as a content creator, that's pretty good for us that it's in landscape anyway. Although, I did prefer it in portrait, and I think it suits well. It's a game that suits portrait well. But it is what it is. It's not. There's not that big of a difference. I think the control is the main difference for me.
I might have to re-download this. I might have to try it out.
No,
it is
good.
fun.
It is changed a lot, Bash. It has.
Reminds me, like if you mash 2 games together, Mario Smash Brothers and Mario Party without the game board, like without the board game part, and mash those together, I feel like that's what it's like for me.
Well, I mean, I did enjoy it when I played it. My biggest thing with games is I just don't have enough time to play anything besides Clash. So,
yeah, that's the issue of being a content creator.
Yeah. So, I mean, sorry if I'm cutting anyone else off. The other point I wanted to get into was, and Who Gaming kind of reminded me of this in chat, was talking about esports with Brawl Stars, and Nova's kind of like, infamous for esports type stuff. Do you think that Brawl Stars actually has esports potential? Do you think it's limited there? Do you think they can expand on it? What are your thoughts on that, LPP?
I think it could probably expand. I mean, there's a lot of the larger organizations already making pro teams, and we have some tournament leagues that are in the works. Coach Corey has one. I think some other YouTubers, maybe Lex or Karios Time, are going to do one maybe. And I think that can just expand, and especially when we're global and there's way more players and way more organizations that want to get into the game.
Right. When I played, it just felt like the game mode just felt limited. It just felt like you're doing the same stuff every game. So that's where I kind of, the limited comment kind of came in. So that was just, those were my thoughts and my main questions for you. I'm sure more will come. But I mean, I enjoyed Brawl Stars when I was playing it. I just kind of lost interest because it was kind of repetitive and haven't really picked it back up since then.
I think friendly challenges have helped a lot because you can do tournaments and you can spectate now.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, spectating is a big deal. Absolutely, because people can view anything, and they don't have like the TV thing like Clash Royale has yet. But that would be cool too to see in the future.
Yeah, some good replays of some good matches.
Yeah, that's great for me. I mean, I don't even play Clash of Clans, and I've been creating content for 2 years. Now I can do Brawl Stars too. I don't need to play the game.
Oh, Echo the leech content creator.
100%.
What's on TV Royale, boys? Let's go.
Yeah, let's just go in. Doesn't matter
No,
who
but
it is.
in terms of esports, you know, I think Brawl has massive potential in esports because of the nature of how it plays. You know, you think about how successful Royale's been as an esport. You know, having 3 players per team and it just warrants itself to be even better for me.
Yeah. Well, I think that was the whole, like, one of the main points they were trying to get at with Brawl Stars is kind of get like an esports feeling game, because it's similar to bigger games like League of Legends and games similar to that, Dota. I was trying to think what that was called, but it's basically like a mini version of those. So it almost feels like that's what they're trying to get at from mobile. I know there's like Vainglory and stuff for mobile, but this is kind of like the Supercell take on that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I want to say hi to a few people that popped in. So Spooby's been throwing donations just so that we can acknowledge him, I feel. But Spooby, we love you, man, and we appreciate the donations too. Thank you so much. We got Rolex in the house. We got a bunch of my members here. Jim M is in the house, and Lady B, another member of the Springtrap, came in to say hello, even though she's got her own stuff going on tonight. But thanks for coming through, everybody. We do appreciate it. And I have some questions that I've been cutting and grabbing from the chat. And let's give LPP a break for a moment and talk about daily rewards for logging into the game in Clash of Clans. The question was, how about daily login rewards into the game? We don't have to be big, 30 to 50 gems at the end of a month, and a bit of motivation to log in each day. You know, we're seeing this with all the new games that come out now, all the Battle Royale games, basically every game that is coming out now, there are daily login rewards. I know that Clash has done a lot of things to offer different rewards for different things, but a login reward's pretty easy. It's easy to implement. What do you guys think about that? Do you think people actually log into games just to get their daily rewards?
I do.
Yeah, I do.
Please overlook it now.
Thanks, Jim,
with
for
the
the donation, brother. He donations.
I mean, I don't think it's massive. It it's not going to do any harm, is it? Everyone's going to like free stuff.
Of course.
True. Who doesn't like free stuff?
Yeah, but I guess it's getting that balance of making sure. I mean, I guess the good thing is, well, I don't know if it is a good thing, because people come on, if they are just going on to log on and get their reward, they're going to collect the collectors at the same time. So then when we hit them, let's not get as much loot.
Kills dead bases. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, Judo, and I agree. Don't do it.
Point.
I need more dead bases. My whole career is built on hitting dead bases.
So you hit dead bases. I steal other people's attacks. Judo, how do you do well here on YouTube? What's your thing? Are you actually just a legit Clash of Clans player?
And that's what you're doing in Clash of Clans?
No,
Yes.
well, we're obviously. Well, I start out that sentence with no.
The deflect.
Yes. Deflected move. All right, we have another one for Lady Pink Panther. How do you feel about Mortis? And I don't know what that question means. I think it was from Who
Mortis
Gaming.
is a character in Brawl Stars, the like kind of gravekeeper type guy, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess he got nerfed or something?
I don't like Mortis personally. I think he's really hard to control. I've never been a big fan of Mortis. I really suck at Mortis, so I'm like,
Yeah, I'm terrible
there's
at Mortis as
some
well.
really good Mortis players. I mean, he's a hard guy to play. I mean, his attack is his movement. So I suck at him.
Unless he kind of like lunges as he moves, right?
Yeah, that's his attack. He kind of lunges, and so he's great in Showdown to like run away from people that are trying to kill you, and that's as far as I've gone with him. So.
Okay.
I don't think I ever unlocked him. I think that was one of the few I didn't.
Yeah, because he was a super rare, and then there was an update that changed him to an epic.
So what are you guys' favorite characters to play with in Brawl Stars? I know when I played El Primo, Spike.
I never had Spike.
Yeah, I don't think I ever had
That's
Spike.
so cute.
Crow is fun. Right now, my favorite has still been Penny and Frank, depending on the mode. But I like Penny because if you attack with her and there's somebody behind her or behind the person you're attacking, and it hits both. There's a big flash there. So I like that. Frank is fun in some maps for me for Showdown. I think it's fun. I just maybe because my cups on him are so low that I don't
you just get the easy matchups.
Exactly. But Crow, I mean the legendaries, there's not much better than them.
Yeah.
Oh, mythic. That's the word, not epic. I'm thinking Clash Royale. Okay.
I didn't even know you were off base there. I had no idea.
Epic
Oh yeah, I thought Epic sounded right because I was like, yep. I was thinking purple, gold.
Yep, works.
Mateus. And
Another comment we have that's Clash of Clans related. How about the ability to move special obstacles because sometimes they don't spawn where you want them and you have to remove them. I've heard this before. I think it's a great idea because I'm one of those people that's, you know, OCD of my special obstacles and where they drop. But part of the fun is also, you know, putting in some type of a big ring base so you could hopefully spawn them in the sidebar. Or in the side of the base, but you think that we should be able to pay a certain amount of gems to move the birthday cake right next to the 5-year birthday cake, guys?
I would pay for a potion of moving items. I would.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, I think Darian even said on the trap, didn't he, that they were considering it in terms of maybe magic items to move it.
That'd be a
Just
great
imagine
idea.
how cool it would be to like line up all your Christmas trees, you know?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
would be.
I still have 2 obstacles in the middle of my base that I'm not moving just in case that comes in.
Yeah. I have one that's not in the sidebar, and it does bother me all the time. But we got
I'm looking
time
at
to
my
clash
base
in the
now.
chat,
Right?
guys. What's going
I made
on,
one of the
Adam?
huge bases once, and a freaking obstacle spawned in the middle of it anyway. I was like, all right, that's me done. So I never do it anymore.
That
And I still
one
got them
blank
on the
spot
edge,
you
it
had
works
there.
fine.
That's so funny. Well, as you go up in Town Hall level, your odds of them spawning in the sidebar are more and more, right?
Right.
What is the birthday cake from year 5? Is that strawberry or cherry? That was over on Twitter. I thought it was strawberry, personally.
Yeah, it's definitely strawberry.
Yeah,
They're
it's,
like
yeah.
cone shaped.
It is conish, but there's no texture to it. It's just so glistening. Maybe it's syrupy.
That is true. I mean, the blueberries kind of have a texture.
They do,
I mean,
but that's a year more
seven's
of-
Definitely, year 7's definitely lemon cake. Just by the way, leaks
think-
for next year.
leaks.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leak it now. I'm sorry, guys.
You should. You got to get an image of that and scream about it. You'll get another 1 million view video.
Any designers in chat want to go ahead and Photoshop me a lemon cake? I'll make a video on it. Shout you out.
We do have Red in the chat right now. She does all my graphics, but Red, I want that picture
Come on,
actually.
Red. Whoa,
if
whoa,
you
come
want,
on. You're
listen,
not a
Bash.
clickbaiter. You got to do serious war. I got to do nothing but clickbait out here, bud.
Can we at least collab on it, man? Let me
Oh
in
yeah,
on the
we can collab
bro.
on it. That'll work.
All right, another question. What's that?
Okay.
Cheesecake. Ooh.
Cheesecake.
cheesecake.
There's a
Sure.
lot of
Yeah,
I had
lactose intolerant
raspberry
people.
cheesecake. So I did a funny video. I saw X, who's from one of my feeder clans, talking about the cake. I did a funny video talking about the cakes where I found anything related to cake in my house, put it on a plate, and made a video. The concept was I had too many cakes because I had 3 on my main village. So I had pancakes, I had cupcakes, I had cheesecake, I had a mug cake, I had a cookie that I called a cake. I just took a big bite out of all of them. It was a mess.
Wait, that you
Things
did that
I
out
did.
of like real things?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's cool. You
I
do
don't
all
have
that weird stuff, man. You did that pumpkin carving stuff on your channel. I remember.
Man, I've done pumpkin carving for 3 years and still haven't got a retweet out of it. I'm still salty. When
It's year
when
4,
I do
man.
a carving this year of the Electro Dragon, I better retweet.
Maybe they think your carvings suck, Bash. I don't know.
Whoa! Whoa! Echo fire and shots.
I'm just joking. You could carve a pumpkin much better than I can. I got a
The
question.
beautiful thing is you don't carve them, just modeling clay. My bad.
Wait, you don't what? You
You
make it
don't
out
actually.
of clay?
I don't actually carve them. I just like load them up with modeling clay and then paint them so that they look. Yeah, I'll show you one day.
Don't you just told your
One day.
secrets to everybody here in stream, man.
Well, I say that in the videos every year when I do it. Just no one
Oh.
watches those videos.
Oh. True. There you go. But you're into arts and crafts. It's known.
I'm an
You're
artsy
an artsy
guy.
guy. That's funny. We have a question that is Powerbang still playing Brawl Stars? And I will say he's like all PUBG Mobile, but when you go to his channel, he still has that Brawl Star logo up in the corner. It looks amazing. I love that artwork that he has. But does he still
Yeah.
play? Does he ever log on and play?
I honestly, I haven't seen him around for a little bit. I think he has been focusing on the PvP BG, but no, I haven't really seen him. But I haven't really looked either, so could be there.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know
maybe
either.
he's logged in for curiosity or something, but I wouldn't have thought he actively plays being, the head of his pro team for PUBG and things, and
Yeah,
He's got his plate
thought he
full,
has a lot
basically.
of time to.
right. His attention's
do that.
probably a little focused there. I'm sure he probably plays, a couple times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. keep his.
Especially to get the videos, you just got to play so much to get the videos for what
Oh,
he
yeah.
does.
Well, he plays and wins, so he basically plays a match a day, right? And makes a video.
Well, you can't just win. You got to do something cute in the video, Echo. I mean,
It's just, well,
it's like when you take out that one hog rider and throw in a giant and rename the attack. You know.
Yes, I need to start doing that more often. Actually, I need to make some new strategies.
You got to get with Goon. I know Goon's on PUBG, but man, he was the king of names. I'll tell you.
He was the king of names. Yeah, he was. That's for sure. We had a question from Time to Clash. I didn't read it yet, but let's read it right now. This is an easy question for the 4 hosts. Then, so you can make the big 12v12 to win invite final. Supercell coming over with the cake. What type of cake would you like it to be? I just read that word for word, but it didn't make sense to me. Did it make sense to you guys?
You just won the finals of COC. They're bringing you a cake over. What type of cake do you want it to be?
Oh, so what's our favorite kind of cake?
I've already answered this. Keep up, y'all. I'm just kidding. Like y'all three, y'all need to answer.
Y'all.
Well, yeah,
I
you
read
said
the
cheesecake.
future. I read the future.
For me,
Yeah,
I like red
cheesecake.
velvet cake myself.
Ooh.
I kind of
Red
like
velvet's
carrot
pretty good.
cake, but I don't know if I would.
Ooh,
I
that's
would,
good too.
I don't. Any cake. I'm fat. Like, there's not much
Yeah,
cake
there's a
I
lot of good
don't
options
like.
there.
Ice
There's a
cream
lot of good
cake.
No, that's true. I don't really discriminate against my cakes. So
Yeah.
I'm more.
The only cake I don't really like, and I guess it's technically cake-ish, would be like a tiramisu, because I'm not a huge coffee fan. Sorry,
no,
coffee
I don't
ops. Sorry.
Yay.
And I
I'm taking
banned
you
on
out of
Twitter
that,
from
man.
Echo's page.
You're not going to
Hey,
get
you
a
know
coffee
what?
out tweet from me.
We get stuff like that. G Fuel. Use code Echo for 10% off.
Yes,
Hey.
you should. You definitely should.
Got you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Jim M asks, is Brawl Stars even available in the USA yet? I actually stopped checking.
I
It's
don't think
not.
so.
It's not.
They
So-
expanded the
No,
release
not
to
officially.
Android, and more countries, but US is still not one of those countries.
Yeah,
Crazy.
you just have to. It's so easy to make a Canadian ID. That's what I did.
I've literally made a video that has like 30,000 views on how to do that.
Yeah,
Really?
like this.
Yeah, and a lot of people get it now just with the VPNs.
Mm-hmm. I mean, all you need to remember is your password so you can update the game. You can do that. You're on board. You can't.
my iTunes is still on a Canadian account because I'm too lazy to change it.
So you have the Canadian version of Clash of Clans.
Yeah, well, like anytime I get an offer, like say it's like $10, $9.99, it's really like it shows $13.99 for me, but because it's Canadian.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm like, oh, I gotta buy it on the other iPad.
Well, it's easy to do though.
Yeah,
LP
streaming problems.
Yeah. LPP, how popular do you think it'll be? Like Clash Royale or Clash of Clans? I guess they're talking about Brawl Stars. Do you think it's going to get that popularity?
I think it has potential to be that popular. I mean, for a game that's already, I mean, it's still in soft launch, to be as big as it is and even have funding from organizations, that says a lot about its potential, I think.
Do you
Oh, I-
think
Yeah, I
growing on
think-
that? Oh, go ahead, Judo. My bad.
No, sorry. I was just going to say, I think there's a lot of competition now in terms of when you think of how big Clash was. You know, it was like the first in its era in mobile game, and it was when the mobile games were, you know, right about starting to boom. So I think it's got a lot of competition. It's got the potential to be massive, but whether it'll, you know, be as big as like Clash was, or, you know, it's tough to say because there's just so much competition.
Yeah, that's so
But
true.
it'll be massive. It's a, you know, people always compare it to Fortnite and PUBG, but it's a completely different game. So I still think it's going to be huge because it's, you know, you pick it up and it is just immediately fun.
Yes. And it's pretty simple to play, and I mean, for the most part, but yeah, I mean, it's a fun game. Exactly. It's fun.
That's what I was kind of going to get at. Do you think it's been too long? Has it been too drawn out where the competition's kind of smothered it and people lost interest in Brawl Stars? But
I would say there's a lot of people that have left, like retired and come back because of an update.
the retired, I like that.
Yeah, I want to talk about that later too, actually, that term.
Yeah, so I think that if it did went global, that might bring a lot of people who retired back. I mean, some people still are continuing to come back that said they would never play again. So yeah, I mean, I think it does for sure.
See, I mean, you only get one shot at global though, so they have to get that right. And if you look at where the game was compared to, you know, even after a couple of months of beta, even if you look at where it was then compared to now, it's in such a better position. And, they might have been able to roll that hype train in terms of just releasing it early, but it wouldn't have been the right thing to do. Definitely not. Because that's not the target group you're trying to get. They're already into the game. They're already, you're trying to get them new people that just download it from the App Store the first day when it gets released and it's published everywhere. And you want them to be hooked on the game. You don't want them to open it up and think, this game's not ready.
Right.
Pokemon Go is a prime example that, for a week took over the world. It was like on all of the TV channels and everything, all of the news channels, how big the game was. And it just, loads of people, it could have been so much better.
What game was that?
Pokemon Go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was so laggy.
Yeah, Chicken just said the exact same thing in the chat there. Exactly.
That's funny.
Yeah, you have to be ready on the server side and the development side, or else people just get pissed off and not play.
Right.
Yeah. But,
So let me ask you, sorry.
No, I was just going to say really quickly to add on to what you said, Judo. You said that people, they'll get the game, they'll say it's not ready. But in all honesty, people will say, this game sucks. I'm not playing this game anymore. They don't give it the benefit of, oh, it's not ready. Let's give it some time. They play it. They get their impression. If they don't feel it's ready, it's not them saying, oh, they need more time to develop. They're saying, this game is butt cheeks. I'm not playing it again, So you're right.
Yeah, I was being nice about it, Echo.
No, I know, but
I was putting it.
we're really
I
on
like
the
Echo's
trap.
perspective on that.
Yeah.
The game is butt cheeks.
It's butt cheeks.
I was going to ask Lady Pink Panther, what do you feel, not necessarily is needed for global, because I think Brawl is, get into a position where they could go global. What do you feel would, help things before they went global? What would you like to see?
As far as development, I would like to see some better, faster, updated servers. There's a lot of people that have shot delay that frustrates them. There's some people even in Canada where servers they're having difficulties playing the game, and they shouldn't because they're in the same country. So I think there's a lot of behind the scenes things that needs to go on so the experience is better and not frustrating. That's the big thing I would say.
Yeah, I agree, but I think I think Ryan's also said a lot of that is to do with it being a small sample size, and
Right.
I guess them people, because I've never experienced that, but I hear a lot about it, and I think of them people right up in trophies that you're talking about.
Right.
Are they to that? Yeah. So I think that's what Ryan was saying about that, wasn't it? And hopefully, hopefully that would be fixed with global, but you're right. We would hope that that's all sorted. That's the last thing you want is people downloading the game and it being, laggy.
Butt cheeks.
And I think that there are other game mode opportunities I think they could take too. Because right now I don't think it's switching out like it used to. Like you couldn't play certain games during certain hours of the day, but now you can really play any game mode. But there's other ideas like capture the flag or the duos. I think was a great idea. But maybe more two-player games like 2 against 2 would be cool.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a must, and even more teams as well. Not just 2 teams. I know it would get super complex, but then how about 3 teams? And but I think they are things that they want to get after global. I would say replays in themselves would be huge.
Oh, that would be.
They've come a long way in terms of, and I know Ryan said there's a lot of different mechanics in terms of Brawl, and they can't just replicate the attack out like they do in Clash and things like that. So it's hard, but I think that's a big thing.
Yeah, the replays would be cool. Because there's a lot of times you're playing something and something really awesome happens that will never happen again, and you have no way to record that or relive it or show people.
So my personal opinion is replays, and then they'd be pretty good to go. Because when they release, it would probably be smart for them, in my opinion, to have a few brawlers and game modes in their back pocket ready, not there for release, and release them after a week, and then just slowly drip them in, but have them ready. The last thing they want to do is release the game and then it'd be ages before there's a new brawler. They should have some ready, in my opinion, in their back pocket.
Yeah, absolutely.
Judo, I have a question for you. I mean, you seem to be pretty on top of what's going
Oh,
on.
Judo's on it. I love
Yeah.
it.
So, do you have any? I mean, I know that you're pretty much solely Clash now, and I know you did do some Brawl Stars content. You did do some PUBG content, and maybe even some Clash Royale. Do you plan on doing a little bit more Brawl Stars in the future, or does that depend on where the game goes?
No, I love Brawl Stars, and I 100% will be going back to it. It's just it was really tough on my channel at the time, and I had to make a decision as to whether I wanted to keep, doing both content whilst a lot of my viewers couldn't watch Brawl Star, couldn't play Brawl Stars, and it's. I think my channel was right about that mark where it was hurting my Clash of Clans content too much to do it as regular as I was. So I planned to just step back and only do it every once in a while. But then once I did that, I kind of haven't continued to do the videos. But there is, some of them are in the chat there as well. There's a ton of fantastic content creators for Brawl Stars that, people will get their fix from Brawl Stars content from them guys. I don't need to be there, not necessarily adding a lot of stuff in the meantime, but I still play in the background to, keep myself up with the game and up with what's going on, ready for when I do go back to it. And I've planned for the last couple of months saying I'm going to put out a Brawl Stars video, and then I've just never kind of got around to it.
Makes sense.
But yes,
Yeah.
in answer to your question.
It could be really hard trying to balance any kind of other content on the channel when you're so hyper focused. Like, I play 5 different Clash accounts, so like just keeping up with them is just a pain in the butt trying to do anything else.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I steal replays from 10 different clans. So that's hard to keep up with and to manage. Let's get to another Clash question. It's from Zashan. He says, what are our opinions on having miners and hog riders having permanent health bars over their heads rather than just popping up once they get targeted?
I saw that question and I thought about it for a second. I was like, that would be nice because miners are such a pain in the butt to keep up with. But at the same time, I feel like it could get congested on the screen trying to keep up with everything.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So I don't know. I think I would just be more in favor of keeping it the way it is. And you just got to get used to the way miners operate. I think you can kind of tell when they're going into a high traffic area where they might need a heal. So I think if you just keep an eye on them, learn how to keep an eye on them, and then also Red does awesome graphics, so that's also a good thing,
Yeah, they should bring her on. That's 2. Judo, what do you think about the red graphics?
Can you repeat the question, Echo? I was reading chat when I was doing a goon on you.
What do you think,
you were doing a
what do you think
goon.
about Red's graphics? You think Red does great graphics or what?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I know Echo gets all of his work from Red, so
Yes.
Sorry.
that wasn't the question. It was something to do with miners and Teslas, but I'm good.
No, that was
sounds
actually
like
what we were
chat,
asking you.
Echo and I had a ulterior motive there. My bad.
Yeah, sorry.
It was
LPP.
about, health bars on the miners and hogs at all times, rather than just like when they get hit.
It's tough to visualize. I think it would probably be annoying more than anything else, if I'm honest.
That was my thought on it. It would just be too much on the screen.
And
Yeah.
how do you screenshot for thumbnails with all those health bars? Don't you hate it when you're trying to get a good screenshot and all the health bars come up?
Yeah, exactly. Or it's just like it's so close to the right shot, but there's something in the way.
Yep, content creator problems. All right, we got Storm for Storm Brawl Stars asking you a question, LPP. What's your favorite player that's in the Nova Pro team?
He's
And I
asking
guess-
that because he's on it.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
That's a rigged question.
Well, I mean, I love my Storm. He's an amazing player. I mean, I've known him for forever. I feel like Eric X, of course, I call him my son. I mean, there's a lot of really amazing players on the pro team that really impressed me. Corey, who's also a director, not Coach Corey, Corey with an I. He's amazing. So like Keen and KC. I mean, there's so many. How do I pick just one?
The safe answer. Don't make anyone mad.
Exactly. Let me shoot out as many names as come to my mind.
Buck, I didn't see your question. No, and Slayer. Bash, you want to take Slayer's question?
Slayer's from Slayer's been with me since I started streaming. He's
Oh,
just being a
okay.
troll.
He's trolling. So
That's
you
my
bring the
nephew.
trolls to the stream.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't bring actually quality viewers.
Just trolls.
That's all we are over at Bad Ram and Bash Nation family, you know.
Trolling.
iHawks too. I don't want X to get mad at me for not saying iHawks.
What are our thoughts on nerfing the Electro Dragons and the Giga Tesla?
I saw that question and I purposely ignored it.
I don't think they need to.
No, I don't think. I think E-Drags are actually at a decent spot just because they attack so slow. Giga Tesla, I think it needs to be where it's at. I think it needs to be so strong, or else Town Hall 12 is just going to be a cakewalk at all times. That Town Hall 12.5 makes a huge difference on that level 5 Tesla. What do you think, Judah?
Yeah, I agree. There's no way they should nerf that Giga Bomb because it is what makes you have to plan around it and have to be more strategic. There's no way they should nerf it. If anything, they should give that bomb to the other levels and lower it down. You know, so it wouldn't be something you only got with level 5. You'd get it right the way through, but maybe it'd be one of the small bombs at level 1, and then it would, you know what I mean?
I like that idea because think about the height of Town Hall 11 when it was difficult, like really difficult. You weren't seeing a ton of 3 stars at Town Hall 11. Uh-oh, something happened. We lost somebody. There he is. We got him back. There was, you know, people were not tripling at Town Hall 11 like crazy, but at Town Hall 12, they're getting tripled all the time. So do you think, what'd you do there, Bash? What'd you do there?
My Discord just restarted on me. My bad, guys.
It's okay. It happens. So maybe, I agree with you, Judo. I think a death bomb should be there with every level of the Town Hall.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Because
I mean, I do like where the game is in terms of it being easier to 3-star. I get it. I do, but it is a tough balance right now because the way I look at it, a lot of the bases aren't maxed and a lot of the troops, you know, it takes you less than a month to get your troops. I mean, if you think you've got one of the books as well, you can have a maxed Lava Loon attack, fair enough, not the heroes, within a week. Whereas a base in itself takes so much longer so it's really tough for them to get that balance right now. But I think obviously in the coming months they will be keeping an eye on it, and hopefully, you know, if the 3 stars are through the roof because we've seen it, then they'll, you know, there's no doubt in my mind they'll tweak it. With regards to the Electro Dragon, I don't think that needs touch. I see a lot of people. You either see one or the other. Some people say it's OP, and some people say it's useless. Like, I don't get it. I don't get that whole.
But that means that it doesn't need anything, in my opinion.
Yeah,
because some
but
people
for
like
me,
it, some people hate it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
think
think the super slow attack speed balances out how strong it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I remember all my videos when it first came out. Everyone was like, "It's so slow." And it's like, yeah, but it's so strong. Why would they make it super fast when it's that strong? Like,
right.
Anyway, it needs to be that slow, but there's ways to counteract it as well, though, isn't it? And when you see them in an attack, you can see why it works, and you can see the value that they get. So, you know, and if you put it in where that's why it's 30 troop space. If you put it in where you're not getting much value out of it, then
you're wasting.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's in a good place, from what I see.
I agree. One new troop and one spell. So if we could get one troop, one spell, that's from T-Rex, what would they be? I'll take that one first. It would be, for me, not including heroes, of course, because if it were heroes, I'd say the queen. But just troops, I'd go with the miner and the heal all day.
Hold on, are we going new troop or favorite
No,
troop?
any troop.
Yeah,
any
I thought
troop.
he was asking new troops, like what new troop and new spell. I thought that was the question.
Oh, well, I don't know. Was it? I deleted it already.
I think
I'm just going
new.
off what you said.
No, I think
new?
he said he, like, new,
I have
like,
no
brand
idea.
new.
Not new.
Well, come
Okay,
on,
then
you
you
said
guys
you were
take
taking
it.
it. Come on, Echo, you got this. You can't take existing troops and call them new.
Yeah, he does. He just adds
I
one
can do
in.
whatever I want. I just add something in.
There we go. That's honestly hard to say. That's why the people at Supercell get paid what they get paid, the big bucks, you know, to put out these games, because we just put out these average content videos and streams and stuff.
Bash, I got it.
Thank you, Jim M.
Why about a giant skeleton and a shrink trap?
Whoa.
I'm down for it, man. I love it. Or even
trap.
Even the freeze spell, I like the freeze trap rather. I like the freeze trap a lot too. Strength trap is such a troll move. Oh my god, that thing is.
It was fun though.
That thing was dirty fun. Like it would ruin your life.
And, you know, you've
Can
got to
we
laugh.
get-
You've got to
Can we
laugh
get
at how.
shrink trap back? Can we get like protests for that?
You know, I actually loved it. I thought it was great, but I just love how raging it got everyone.
Oh yeah.
I just
But
find it so funny.
what we need is strength trap when some important championships are going on or something.
Yeah. How do you feel about?
Just take it away from wars? You know, just put it in the base itself and not in wars, and then you don't have to worry about that issue.
That works.
What'd you guys think about, you know, CWL and League stuff going on, and then these troops and spells and stuff coming out, and they were usable in those wars?
I love it. I love it. Anything to troll people.
CWL finals, and then you have the shrink trap.
Shrink trap.
You know,
The giant builder hut. Yeah,
yeah, that's what Adam's saying from time to Clash.
War.
Yeah.
Adam will get over it. He'll put out a video exposing the strength trap. We'll be fine. What's up, Taco?
Let's get back to
Yeah,
yes, judo.
I was just saying I don't think it should be in war. Absolutely not. It
No.
would, you know. I think they've learned the lesson on that one.
Yeah. Back to Brawl Stars for a moment, because I feel like LPP needs to say something over there. Is Showdown your favorite game mode? If not, what is? What do you like to play?
Definitely Showdown is my favorite. Absolutely. Then Gym Grab.
Hmm.
But I like solo Showdown, I like duo Showdown, and then I like Robo Rumble probably, which isn't like a game that you can get cups, but it's fun to play with people, kind of no pressure, see how long you can last.
I never played that one.
You said solo showdown. Do they have just 1v1s now?
Well, solo as in it's you against 9 others. And then,
Okay.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I forgot what that was called. That one was fun. I like that.
I love that. It's I mean, there's a lot of teaming. There's a lot of things going on that people don't like there, but I mean, maybe because my brawlers are lower, so you can still see the names of people. But and then duos are fun because you can play with somebody else, and one of you carries each other usually.
Yeah, I remember
I agree.
solos. That was fun. Sorry.
Yeah.
I agree with all of the different ones you said there. I think Showdown is definitely one of them as well. When you see the new play, like when it first launched, Showdown was what everyone was into, and I think that is going to be a big hit. If they go global, and I think it was very wise of them to bring the duo Showdown.
Yeah.
What do you think about teaming then? What do you think they can do about it? I have a few ideas in my head, but I'll be interested to see what you say first.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what you say. I mean, they removed the names if you're over 300 cups. The beauty of it, whenever there was problems in the beginning with teaming, Supercell came out and said it's like Hunger Games. Like you could team with people, you could go on your own, and it's literally to survive in the best way possible. Now, teaming kind of sucks when you're not in the team, and everyone's against you. But I don't believe in trying to what's the word? Queue up with your friends. I don't think that's fair. I think it should always be random, and you shouldn't try to take advantage of queuing up with people that are playing as well, because they won't kill you. But I think, that's the beauty of the freedom of that game, is you can be against everybody and everyone's against you, or you team with people that you never met before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of teaming. You explained that very diplomatically and very nicely. I hate teaming.
I don't usually team. I play pretty much the submissive way of Showdown, is I kind of hide and let everybody kill each other, and then I come out.
The bush hider.
Third place every time because I have no power ups. I have no, but that's how I like to play. But that's probably not it's the boring way. So most people don't play like I do.
I always had a better result when I played like that. But I started when teaming, really well, I guess when my trophies got high enough that you saw teaming a lot more, and my trophies are not high, just putting that out there. But there was a point where you seen teaming a lot more, and that's when I started just playing Showdown for fun and just running around, not worrying about hiding. But I mean, my solution for teaming is very simple, and it would just be that if you had two people in a section of the map within a set tile radius of each other for more than 5 seconds, they would both start taking damage, like poison damage or something. That would force people to be further away from each other, whereby they wouldn't be able to protect each other as much.
Right.
And let's say you got down to the final 2 people, it would force someone to come out, and you'd still have to be strategic in how you moved, based on that damage you were getting. And that would, for me, maybe I'm thinking about it too simplistically, but that would
I think that's brilliant.
eradicate it straight away.
Yeah, when are you coming out with your game, Judo?
Yeah,
You gonna pull a Jake move there, man?
I've never.
I
heard
haven't.
of
You know what? I haven't pitched that to Ryan or anything, but
You should.
It's a good idea.
Good. That's a great idea.
I mean, if you don't, LPP is going to take that idea and pitch it herself. Take credit for it.
I came up with this great idea how to stop teaming.
Yeah, Echo, you're going to delete this stream afterwards, right? It's not going to stay on your channel. That is a good idea, though, Judo. I'm impressed, man. I honestly didn't know that you knew this much about Brawl Stars. I am impressed with. Yeah.
Love it.
I mean, do you know as much about Royale as well?
no, I don't play Royale anymore.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I guess I'll have to be the Royale legend.
One iPad is all I need to break to.
Yeah.
I've never broken a device over Royale or COC.
I had a very well designed curved iPad at one point. I pretty much smashed it. It still worked as well, but it was curved.
I would love to see a video of you raging because you're always so calm and composed. I'd love to see that.
Just seeing
not
Judo
when it came to Royale.
That's so funny. Lady B had a question, and it's for you, LPP. What's the first game that you ever got hooked on? Something we've all answered in the Spring Trap, I believe. Yes, I think so. What was the first?
It was Clash Royale. Like I knew 2 people that worked for Supercell, and when it came out, they were like, please download it and play, to support us and our company. And so I did. And yeah, it's been like this ever since. Clash Royale is a great game. Actually, before that, there was another game. What was it called? Kingdoms at War, maybe? I was hooked on that. I don't remember how to play. I don't think the game exists anymore, but that was definitely my first game on the phone, and then it was Clash Royale.
So you weren't like a Nintendo gamer or anything like that in your youth?
No, I'm terrible at gaming systems, unless it's like Mario Party. I can do some Mario Party, but that's about as good as it gets for me.
Mario Party coming out soon. New Mario Party. My wife's pretty pumped up about that.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Like, yeah, no, I'm not very good at PlayStation. I'm not good at. I've never even played an Xbox, so.
Oh my gosh. Time to Clash says Clash Royale is a great game in quotes. That's what I like about Echo. He invites guests on with a sense of humor. I mean, I liked Clash Royale for a long time, but like Judo, I mean, I got to the point where I was like, this game gets me too angry all the time, and I just had to delete it.
You guys just gotta take a chill pill. I used to be the same way. When I would stream Royale almost every night, I would stream COC and Royale, and I would do a tournament every night, and I would get triggered. And then just one day, I'm like, I'm done. Like, if I'm getting mad at the game, I'm gonna just end the match or just close my phone and walk away from it. Like, I just don't care if I win or lose anymore on Royale. I just have fun with it.
Yeah, and that's the right attitude to have. I unfortunately didn't have that attitude, but
dude, I can see you now. You and Judo with your broken iPads.
I'm super chill, but I do feel bad. Like, if I'm playing with my friends on Brawl Stars, I can't be in a voice chat with them because I feel bad if we lose and I hear their disappointment. But if I'm not in the voice chat, then I do fine. So it's like there's less pressure because I don't feel their sadness when we lose.
You can feel the sadness in their voice. Oh.
Some hype to light sleeper right there.
Cups, but I want to be responsible for somebody else losing cups. So that's why I like solo Showdown, because it's just me. I'm only responsible for myself.
I like Jeremy Wright's question. Do any of you watch Clash-orama, the second season or whatever started that? I
watched it
I watched it. I didn't watch the new one yet. I forgot all about it, but I've watched that. What do you guys think about Clash of Rama? I enjoyed it.
I didn't watch
I think
it.
it's great. You didn't get that huge.
No, I got it. I just didn't watch it. I'm still bitter that they didn't take me on as the voice of the wizard. I've been applying for 2 years to that.
No, it was good. It was a good episode.
Was it? Yeah. I haven't checked it out yet, but that just reminded me. I'll put it on one of my mini sticky notes that I got now. I had one of my patrons. I was always complaining that I didn't have sticky notes, and I always forgot to buy them. So one of my patrons literally sent me like 15 pads of sticky notes.
That's funny. Bash, I'm going to ask you this question because you're the farming master. What's the best league for a low Town Hall 9 to farm good loot? I'm pretty new Town Hall 9. He needs the loot. That's Buck.
Best league for anyone for easy loot, Crystal.
Yeah.
If you want easy loot, dead bases, Crystal League, you can go find that all day in Crystal League. Crystal 3, Crystal 2, even Gold 1 is decent. I'd say that area.
Now, I was in Legends League for the first time ever, and I really liked being up there. Pushing up there was cool. But then I was trying to stream and do some stuff at the same time, and I'm literally sitting there for 15, 20 minutes waiting in the clouds, and I realized if I'm going to be streaming, I can't hang out in Legends League because it's just not entertaining for people to watch. So
see, that's where you're messing up. That is, you just put the clouds on and you just do whatever you want. There was one time when I did my big push on my main, I got above 6,000. I would take a piece of paper and draw. I would take the second webcam, hanging down like this on the paper, and then I would draw, and we would play Pictionary while I was clouding. You just do whatever you want while you're clouding.
So I'm missing the boat right there. I'm missing an opportunity.
Oh yeah, it's free time to just, you want to go take a nap, just
Yeah, plus it's harder if you've only got the one account echo. Whereas with me, I spend a lot of time, and Bash knows this because he helped me a lot with it, which obviously he knows I'm appreciative of. But I spend a lot of time trying to get two iPads onto the screen so that I can just flip between them whilst one's clouding. I can just swap across to my other account.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty common layout. Also, I have the 2 iPad set as well.
I mean, some of my, honestly, Bash, and this isn't just being nice to you, but some of my favorite streams ever watching were your dual streams of those 2 games. I'd probably even like it if someone was playing PUBG Mobile and Clash of Clans in Legends League. It would be really cool to just watch both, and I really did enjoy when you did that. It was just, I mean, it was overstimulation. There was so much going on. You have you and your personality. You have Clash Royale, and then you have your your Clash stuff too. I just loved it, man.
Yeah. And that's another thing. If you run 2 layouts or 2 screens, it works pretty well.
Yeah, it did. Is revenge feature fading with the time, and is less used now due to the shield mechanism? Does anyone ever get revenge on an attack?
I don't.
I've never ever.
Trying to think the last time
big revenger.
The trouble is, most of the time you can't use it though, right? So
it's just so hard to find someone that doesn't have a shield.
Right. I never did it.
No.
Yeah, I've used it. I don't use it. Even when I'm pushing it.
I remember as well, before I started my channel, in fact, it might be when I started my channel, because it was the first time I did a real trophy push. I got attacked by like Galadon or Clash with Ash or something like that. And I remember sitting there just spamming that revenge button, but it just wouldn't happen.
Trying to get him.
Yeah.
Brian Russell asks, what do you think about the power potion for your base in a war? Instead of having max troops, it would give you max defenses. So being able to use that power potion to boost up your defenses. I like that idea.
That's dirty, like in a good way though.
But I think it should only work on one attack. Or should it be able to work for your
like
base?
One defense?
One defense.
Yeah,
or one defense
like
per potion.
Or
I don't know.
Imagine how clutch that could be at the end of war. I don't know. That could change, because war's matched based on weight, so that would actually probably promote like engineering and not upgrading defenses.
That was going to be my answer. That would just promote.
I saw that look in your eyes, Judo.
Dropping a level 1 of everything, and then just boom.
Yeah, because you have to have all your buildings down to go up, but then you could just drop level 1 everything and just cheat. I saw that look in Judo's eyes, and I was like, yeah, I got you, Judo. Don't worry.
I think it's a good idea, but I think the logistics of it wouldn't work as well.
Echo, you want to get that question from Timbit in Discord? I feel like that could be applicable to everyone.
Oh yeah. Well, I have it basically in my head what she asked. She was asking what our most embarrassing moments were ever on stream, and the question
Video, whatever.
was actually for you, Bash. It was directed straight to you. So this is a question for you. What's your most embarrassing
no, I
moment?
want you guys to go first because I've done some crazy things on stream, so I'm just gonna one up all of you at the end. LPP, start us off. What's the crazy thing that's ever happened on a stream or a video?
Well, God, I don't know. I don't really have any crazy moments other than just saying ridiculous things. But I did play, like, one of the very first times I played Fortnite mobile. I was playing the solos for the very first time. I had no idea what I was doing, and I was on voice chat with my friends, like people on Discord, and they literally talked me through the whole thing, and I got second place. So I was pretty impressed.
That's not bad.
But it's not really embarrassing. I don't get embarrassed
Yeah.
though. So it takes a lot to really embarrass me.
Yeah, I guess I don't really get embarrassed. I just do crazy stuff. Judo, what about you? Judo doesn't take me. Judo's really professional. I feel like Judo's never really done anything.
Yeah, mine's very similar to Time to Clash. There, we've got like a running joke with it because I just attack on stream and just so I don't have anything embarrassing to
Similar to
say.
what
But
Adam
even
just said.
the other day, like one of my attacks, I had like my Grand Warden on ground instead of air. Like I missed the CC, I messed my funnel up. It was like the worst attack in the world. And you know what happens? Like your viewers spike as you're about to attack, and like everyone just watches you like get a complete and utter fail, just nothing. And I'd even talked my plan and then just went all to pot, and it was poor. I think Adam was on that stream actually.
Yeah, his response was funny. What did he say here? He said, "That's easy. Discuss my most embarrassing on streaming. It's just every time I press attack." And I mean, my attacks, I have bad attacks all the time, but it doesn't embarrass me. I just kind of.
You guys are so mild. Echo, you done anything crazy at all?
No, I mean, the craziest stream that I actually did was probably the charity stream that I recently did. And it was just doing dumb stuff and eating those, what are those jelly beans?
Boozled?
Oh, yeah, that was, I mean, it wasn't embarrassing. It was just like disgusting stuff. And I don't have any embarrassing moments. I own what I do, Bash. I'm not embarrassed.
I own what I do. I'm not denying anything I've ever done, but luckily for me, a lot of this crazy stuff that I've done was when I was tiny. No one knew who I was. So most of the OGs, besides someone like Slayer, aren't aware of, some of the stuff I've done, like, taking my shirt off and dancing on a broomstick, or making a bet on the NBA Finals and waxing my chest, or getting blackout drunk on stream, and, or, having 1,000 people watch me hit Town Hall 8 Legends. I guess that would be more in line with you guys, like that was probably one of the coolest things. But I've done jelly beans, I've done gross shots. I got hot pepper vodka once. That was really disgusting. Waxed my chest twice actually on stream.
Oh my god.
Because the first time I got some cheap strips that really didn't do much. The second time I got some, it was awful. It was awful. So I would say my most awful was waxing my chest, because I didn't even have to. That was the thing, was I won the bet and I still did it.
Because you're a man of the people. That's what it is.
Well, my friend Misa, he did it. We got him in on a Skype call, and he was doing it. Yeah, I think he had his sister helping him, and I was like, I can't leave Misa out there alone. I'll do it too. Do you do dares for donation? Not real. I'm more mild now, Jim. I'm trying to like lose. I used to be called a titty streamer because just it's
Days of old. You still have it in you though, Bash.
I'm a mild professional now, Jim.
Mild. Well, yeah, Jim did drop $200 on me and Lady B each eating 20 of those beans at once.
So what was your worst one of those that you had, Echo?
I didn't eat any individually. I took a handful of 5 for a donation and a handful of 20. And 20 was just awful. I literally, when I would breathe it in, I felt like I was going to vomit. I didn't think it would be that bad.
And dog food ones of those are so gross.
It was bad.
Or rotten eggs. Oh, those almost made me throw up.
Ew.
I don't. And then, well, yeah, I will never do that again. It was really gross. We have 2 more questions that I'm going to hit, and then we're going to see what goes on in the chat. But we are at about our hour mark, so we're going to be closing up shop pretty quickly. Town Hall 11 plus farming. So I guess I could take this myself and ask you a question, Bash. So I was up in Legends getting good loot and getting good loot bonuses. I dropped down to Town Hall. I dropped down to Crystal, and I wasn't finding all those dead bases as the Town Hall 12 anymore. I was having a hard time. Like if my army cost 400,000 elixir, like a minor army or something like that. I mean, I could do those, Barch armies and stuff all day. But what do you think? Is it worth being in Crystal as a 12?
Shout out to Jim M, first of all. Honestly,
Jim.
I've kept my since 11. I've kept my 12 up in Titans for the bonus because I find a lot of bases I can hit up there because usually I'm running a more expensive army. I think if you're gonna have your 12 down there, you're gonna have to do something cheap like Barch or Goblins.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you go up to Titans, I mean, it's basically like a 2-for-1 deal where you're getting 300,000, and like 2,000 Dark Elixir plus, your huge 400,000, 4,000 Dark Elixir raids. I mean, I just hit like an 8,000 Dark Elixir raid in Titans earlier today, so.
And it's not.
I mean, sometimes it takes a little bit, but that can be anywhere. I think it's worth the patience being up there as a Town Hall 12,
Pays
even
off.
11. Now my 10 is in Crystal League because I don't have issues finding stuff as a 10.
Right. Makes sense. Last question we got here, guys, is how many of you do this for money versus do it for and happen to make money or don't care about money? So I guess you want to talk about, I'll start. This is not my full-time job. I'm a teacher also, for those of you that didn't know that. I would love to make money doing it. I make a little bit, but not enough to support my lifestyle and my family and all that. So for me, this is not my job. It's like a side job with huge hopes that it can be a real job one day.
Well, that's just because you like really nice things like BMWs and big houses and stuff like that.
Blowing up my spot there, Jim.
Judo, what about you? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, similar to Echo, this isn't my main job. I'm a physiotherapist, and this will never be my main job. It will always be a hobby for me. I do make a little bit of money off it, but everything that I've made, I've reinvested into the channel. So I've, bought my new laptop, my monitor, all of my equipment. I'm currently getting a lot of other work done, which I'll be sharing pretty soon. So everything that I've made, I've reinvested to make my channel better. And that's just, that's just how it was. I put a little bit of money into it at first to buy a decent microphone and things. But hey, I was doing this for, let's say, YouTube doesn't pay you until you get £100 worth or, something similar to that, $100. And I think it took me like 8 or 9 months before I hit that threshold. So, that's a hell of a lot of work to be doing this for money.
Yeah, I've always told people I'd be in a much better boat financially if I did a part-time job, at like GameStop on top of my job than doing YouTube. We do this because we love gaming. We like creating stuff. We like everything that's associated with YouTube or Twitch, at least for me. If I needed to make more money because my full-time job didn't supply that, I would do much better, going working at Walmart.
Yeah, absolutely.
LPP, what about you?
I literally have made not 1 cent. But I have contributed it to like people's leagues or donations and things, but I haven't had anybody donate. Obviously, I cannot live off of this. So
yeah.
But it would be really cool if it, became like a job. I mean, I would be on board with that, but no, I haven't had any income whatsoever. I've probably spent more than, well, I've definitely spent more since I've made zero. So,
yeah.
But that's okay. I'm here because I like it. I enjoy it. I think it's fun. There's cool people, and the community is really amazing. The support, just the friendships that I've made throughout the whole world. I mean,
that is a cool thing.
What I love. Yeah. So, I mean, I would like for it to become like a little side gig and make some extra cash, but I probably have to stream more often for that to happen.
Yeah, you said you streamed 8 times, right?
Maybe a little bit more. I mean, enough to become an affiliate.
Okay.
And that's all that I've done. It's been like a couple months since I've done it.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I saw you on stream once. I hadn't seen you since, but get on there.
I
I'll hop in.
Life is busy, but I don't know. I mean, I would like to do it more often. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Shall we close out stream, guys?
I'm down.
All right. Who wants to?
Yeah, I didn't see any other questions.
I don't see any other questions. Do any of you guys have any other things that you want to discuss, or should we just jump into the goodbye, emotional closing words?
I got nothing.
All right. Well, then
I guess I didn't really answer the last question, but I'm fine with that.
That's fine.
Because my takes on a little. I don't do it for the money. You should never. Do
Oh
a
yeah,
YouTube
you didn't
channel
answer
for
the
money.
question. You're the one that we want to answer the question. Why don't you answer that question?
Well, see, I started my channel as similar to everyone else's for the entertainment because I love doing it. I love just being goofy and being me. But currently, I am doing it as a full-time job because I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination, but I do make enough that I can, feed my kids and pay my bills, which is awesome. And streaming helps that out a ton. I don't think I'd be able to live on just YouTube wages, to be honest, but streaming helps that out, kind of supplements everything. So I got laid off from my main job and then moved, and I was doing part-time jobs that didn't really work out, and just kind of invested more and more time into streaming and putting out videos every single day. It's kind of seeing the rewards. Like I said, not rich by any stretch of the imaginations. Please don't start a YouTube channel and expect to make tons of money. I make enough to pay my bills and feed my kids, and that's about it. But it's fun. It's cool, but it's also really scary month to month, kind of not knowing how much you're making.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would terrify me.
Luckily, the wife has a steady, decent job that helps out quite a bit, but we're getting by. We're getting by.
Yeah, good for you, man. Good for you. But hey, Judo, why don't you say your closing stuff so we can get out of here for the night?
Yeah, well, first of all, I just want to thank you for having me on again, Echo. It's always a pleasure. It's been a pleasure to talking to Lady Pink Panther as well. And I look forward to the next one.
Yeah, me too. Bash?
Hey, I had a blast tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my goofy streaming stories, and I'm glad there's not much evidence of that around anymore.
But there is some we need to find.
Oh, there is some. I know people that have
find.
the evidence. But shout out to LPP for coming out and hanging out with us and not getting too bored with our COC talk.
I know.
But I appreciate your insight into a lot of the Brawl Stars stuff, because honestly, there's some legit questions that I actually had about the game. So appreciate that. Shout out to all the viewers also.
Yep, definitely. And LPP?
I'm very honored that I was even asked to do this. So first of all, thank you all. I learned a lot about Clash of Clans. I mean, I do play that game, but not very often. But I'm really appreciative for this opportunity. So I really thank you.
It was fun to have you. It's nice to bring on people that are from a different game, so we could just add a little bit of a change to the conversation. Like, clearly we talked a lot about Clash of Clans, but we talked about more Brawl Stars than I thought we were going to, be honestly. So
honestly, I love
Yeah.
Judo's take on a lot. Like, I was really interested in those conversations. I thought that was great. So
yeah,
It's a
I
fun
enjoyed it.
game.
Good
I
work,
should join
Judo.
up.
I
Join
might
up,
have
just
to re-get it.
take
Might
that.
have to get back.
Go watch Bash's video on how to download it, get a couple more thousand views,
There you go.
and get the game on your phone. But thank you so much, guys, for coming through. Everyone that was in the chat, thank you for your questions. Thank you for your donations and your support. We appreciate you every week. Next week, we'll be back. I'm not sure what day yet, and I don't know who the guest is going to be yet, but we will be back. Stay up on our Twitter channels so that you guys can kind of get the word on what's going to be when and where. But thanks so much. We'll see all you guys back here again tomorrow. Until then, be good.